Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Yes, yes, yes. It is definitely your minister, Dr. Glenn. Hi, everybody. Well, it's been a while that I've come on and really just went back to my teachings and, back to my biblical association. So I wanted to just share with you guys that, yes, I did attend 3 online services. I participated in maybe one of those, meaning I at least commented and allowed my presence to be known. The other 2, I kind of just zoomed in, zoomed out, listened. It was leading to a place that I'm not interested in. So 2 I've X'd off out of the first 3. This Sunday, I'm going back to the other one that is called, you know what, I'm not even going to share the name of the one. I'm going to return to the online one more time. There's an online that I'm going to go to one more time, and before I go in person. After I get that last service, then I'm going to go in person. But now, right now, I'm going to continue doing what I have been advised to do, which is continue growing my services. Yes, my services are being followed. Yes, my services are being used. No, I haven't found a location, meaning, yes, I'm in my home office. I have all of my licenses and everything needed to move forward. So what I'm doing now is looking very carefully, meticulously, and closely to where I'm going to have everything put under one umbrella. So for now, I just want to go back to some things that I was basing on and, where I stand as far as how I started my 501c3, how I started my religious faith-based organization, how I've added services moving forward, and how I ran for office. Those are all what I was taught over my last visit. Those are my political and people associations. What I am now delving into is my holy and my spiritual association. There is a fine line and a gap in between when you begin your organizations, what your root goal is, who you're servicing, your audience, and who you really are worshiping and serving. So I'm going to share with you someone that is in the same lifestyle that I am in. And I shared this video with you guys before, but it may not have been a lot of clarity. So what I would like to do is allow you guys to go back to the beginning, because I don't want to go repeating what I'm teaching you guys. And as I'm learning my teach back, I will give you it repeatedly, but I'm not going to just keep going back. So you guys go back. For now, I'm going to let you know, I'm going to delve into one of my colleagues. Her name is Shelby Alamek. Shelby is going to give you a little description of what we stand for as Omnist. No, her and I are not under the same church umbrella, or as you call it, our spiritual association is how we're connected. We're both non-religious. Yes, you see me with these on all the time. This is my hair when I don't wear my hair. This is my protection for me. This is what I do for me. So I wear these all the time. And yes, I was a very intimate and practicing praying Muslim at one time. Yes. And no, I didn't lose my way. I stepped out of the way. That's what happened. But what I did was I stepped out of the way of the religious part of it. And I too grasped onto the spirituality of who I'm becoming. Everything about me didn't have to do with my religious preference. It had to do with where I was being taken spiritually. So my spiritual association is what I'm working on today. I'm no longer just diving into nobody's works. I'm not going into their businesses, trying to be a part of anything. Yes, I am visiting the churches. I'm starting online, and I'm receiving a lot of knowledge by doing so. So I'm going to stand on who I am. I am still an omnist. And I ask that you guys take a listen to my colleague as she gives you a little understanding what we as omnists, how we live our lives, what we kind of base it on, and what audience that we target. So I'm going to push play and allow you guys to listen. Thank you so much for tuning in, and stay with me.
Hey besties, welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna get a little serious, okay? I mean, we're always serious, but you know, if you follow me on Instagram and you've been keeping up lately, you've probably seen the conversations around me saying that I am, well, you guys know because you watch my YouTube videos, but people on Instagram were like up in arms after I posted a clip from my Christianity is the New Influencer aesthetic video. Shared a snippet basically saying that I am spiritual but not religious. I don't believe in needing a middleman, pastors, church, Jesus, to connect to God, source, the creator, the most high. I'm not religious, but I believe in God. I have a direct relationship with the most high. Sorry to that man, Jesus. Think Jesus is mad cool. And I'm not even trying to be funny. I think Jesus is great. The whole story of Jesus, amazing. I think that we all need to try to be like Jesus and stop trying to be saved by Jesus, and then there will be a lot more better people in the world. And the Christian narcissists are losing their minds under my posts, honestly. And there's no other religious groups, no other spiritual people under my posts arguing a thing that I said. And there's a major disconnect. People are putting words in my mouth that I didn't say, just saying very nasty, hateful things when they're supposed to be, you know, so holy. But yeah. So from the title, you can see that I'm talking about OMNISM, which is the belief that there's truth in every religion. So if this sounds like a conversation.
Now, hold on. I'm going to allow you to hear that again. She said that she is talking to you about omnism, hence the title, omnism, the truth in every religion. What she's saying is, as I'm showing, that yes, there is truth to be found in all of the different religions. It's up to you to seek the knowledge. It's not up to you to go in front of the church, drop down to your knees, let some person touch you and make you feel like you're a part of anything. What we are saying to you is that yes, there is belief in all of the different lifestyles. And we just ask that you pay attention to where you may stand within your spirituality. So today we're not drilling religion. It's not religion. We're not putting religion in your mouth this morning. What I'm trying to feed you with is spirituality. So give me a second here. And I'm going to play it back for you.
That you would like to be a part of. Make sure you grab your wine, your water, or your rolling tray, or whatever.
Right here.
Things when they're supposed to be, you know, so holy. But yeah. So from the title, you can see that I'm talking about omnism, which is the belief that there's truth in every religion. So if this sounds like a conversation that you would like to be a part of, make sure you grab your wine, your water, or your rolling tray, or whatever you need to tune in with me. Like, who are you to close off Earth? For legal reasons, if any kids are watching, right now. One more time. It's like suicide. I'm gonna hit this one more time. I'm gonna set this up one more time. So what if I told you that every religion is right? That the truth isn't locked inside of just one book, but it's scattered around like puzzle pieces? What if everything you were told to separate, to fear, and to call different was actually part of the same blueprint? Well, okay. That's what
right here, right there. My colleague is saying, what if, just what if, everything that we're being called to separate, every place that we're being called, you go there, no, you go there, we only believe this, or we only believe in that. What if there was a such thing, and there's not a what if, there is truth to be found within all the religions, but what we're looking at is the differences in our spirituality. Know the difference. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to let the 18-minute snippet play for you, because I would like for you to get the full encouragement as to and understanding as to what omnism is, what we as omnists do, how we're able to remain being ourselves and accept you guys spiritually for who you are. But I'm not going to be put in a religious bubble. So I'm going to continue to allow you to listen to Shelby. I'm going to take the movie back to the beginning. just so that the ones that just started, if you don't want to go back and look at the beginning, we're going to take you back to the beginning of the first part of Shelby's announcement. As an omnist, I don't plan on changing who I am. Just like if you get behind me in the car and kind of drive a little push, like you're going to push me to move a little faster. No, I'm the driver that you're just going to have to drive slow behind, because I'm not going to go no faster. Can't nobody push or stand behind me and make me go no faster. I'm going to stay in my spirituality. And with doing so, I want you guys to follow me, and so that you get a clear understanding. So when I am up and I am sharing who I am, and I'm coming with my little things, and you see me showing my little banners, and here she come again, here she come with her stuff, and what is Lisa doing? What is she talking about? Who is this God that Lisa is worshiping? Come on. The Most High God wanted to know who I was for me to reintroduce myself to my God. And when I did so, I didn't come with the religion. I didn't come as a Muslim. I didn't show up as a practicing, praying individual. I didn't come as a religious person at all. When I showed up to the Most High, I came with a broken spirit. So therefore, I came in a spirit. It didn't mean that I came already registered on paper. I'm a minister. I'm this, I'm that. I know the whole Bible. I know everything about the Holy Quran. I know the difference between the Pentecostal. I don't know any of these things. I'm not here to give you a biblical association that I didn't make yet. I'm learning my biblical association, because I had to put the Holy Quran down and the people down that I was following, because that's what I was doing. I was following the leaders that went before me. It looked like they was out on the ground, and now they look like they ain't using no more. Oh, it looks like they the pastor now. Oh, he looks familiar to me. Oh, look at his story. It's based on the religion that he chose, though. I'm here to share with you that when I began and became the founder and owner and CEO of this business arrangement that I made, I had a business association. And when I learned from the church last Sunday he said that we don't care no more, sister, about your political affiliation, your political association. We don't care no more about your people association. We don't care about the people that you know. We care about the gifts that is being given to you to be displayed by the God of your understanding. And my God said, did God fail me? Because all I can remember is my spirit being broken, and I stopped being a Muslim. I decided that the garment was for me. I was covering my hair for me. There was an evil eye looking at me. I decided I was going to take me under consideration, and I was going to save some of me. I was just going to save some of me. So I was putting some me in the footwork, because the religion's part of my spirituality had been broken. Okay. Me having to be showing up at a certain time. Then you got to pray 5 particular times. Well, I want to pray one time, and I want the message to be heard one time. And my God said, you know what? You can keep the spirituality. You take the religions and you let them be separated. And those of you that still want to be separated, you want to be standing up there with this, you want to be appointed to the higher titles. I was already there. I took every certification I could take. And then one day I said, you know what? I'm just going to be an omnist. Yeah, I decided I was going to be an omnist, because I decided that religion was not for me. It was not religion that was driving me. It wasn't the religion that gave me the ability to wear this as my hair. This is my confidence is lying within my spirituality. So my spiritual association is getting ready to blossom and grow, because I'm putting that dirt that was on my name. I'm putting water on that, and I'm going to let my flowers grow in front of my oppressors. I'm going to take religion out of this, so then can't nobody keep me still. Now, ain't you a Muslim? Now, ain't you a Christian? Now, ain't you one of them? And I could say, no, I'm spiritually inclined, connected, consecrated to be exact, meaning close if you don't understand my vocabulary. The word Lisa, look it up. Consecrated to God. Automatic, my name from the rip, so I didn't never have to become a Nisa. Somebody told me my name was a Nisa. Come on, somebody. Somebody told me that I was a little girl. I was at the Nation of Islam. I didn't know I was involved. They took me there. Somebody walked me in the door of the Mount Calvary Church. Somebody said that I was the granddaughter of the mother of the church. Someone said that it was in me to be spiritual, but we don't know what religion you are. So, but don't ask me what religion I am and then turn around and think that you're going to question me about what God, the same God, like that same red light, like when you race me, march, get set, go, and you get to the light before me. We both at the red light. So therefore we got to the same spot at the same time, and we got to the common goal. Now, my common goal is to reach the spiritual version of the Most High God, the version that brings me to tears, the version of the spirituality, not the religion, because it's not the religion that gives me my gifts. It's the spirituality that I have to accept. See, it's the spirit that's inside of me that I have to accept. It's not the title of the religion. So move the title, move the separated sets out the way. I'm going to stand here like an omnist because that's who I am. And I'm not going to allow for someone to let me know how, well, what religion are you? Well, what are you? What God? I'm showing you what God. Now I'm going to show you my colleague and let you hear her sentiments. And as she said, get your tray and roll your blunt up. You heard her. You heard her. But that's her spirituality. So if she's saying to you that she's not going to allow you to put her in no bubble, and I'm following the same protocol, I'm definitely not going to allow nobody to put me nowhere, because it was the Most High God through the Spirit led me to these educational opportunities. It was within my spirit. It wasn't not one religion that said, because of this religion, you're going to win this certificate. You're going to learn better by being this particular set. No, I'm going to be an omnist, but I want you to hear what it is. So just please tune in. Hear me out. Hear me out now. Shelby Alamat, fellow omnist. Now pay attention.
Hey besties, welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna get a little serious, okay? I mean, we're always serious, but you know, if you follow me on Instagram and you've been keeping up lately, you've probably seen the conversations around me saying that I am, well, you guys know because you watch my YouTube videos, but people on Instagram were like up in arms after I posted a clip from my Christianity is the New Influencer aesthetic video. Shared a snippet basically saying that I am spiritual but not religious. I don't believe in needing a middleman, pastors, church, Jesus, to connect to God, source, the creator, the Most High. I'm not religious, but I believe in God. I have a direct relationship with the Most High. Sorry to that man, Jesus. I think Jesus is mad cool. And I'm not even trying to be funny. I think Jesus is great. The whole story of Jesus, amazing. I think that we all need to try to be like Jesus and stop trying to be saved by Jesus, and then there will be a lot more better people in the world. And the Christian narcissists are losing their minds under my posts, honestly. And there's no other religious groups, no other spiritual people under my posts arguing a thing that I said. And there's a major disconnect. People are putting words in my mouth that I didn't say, just saying very nasty, hateful things when they're supposed to be, you know, so holy. But yeah. So from the title, you can see that I'm talking about omnism, which is the belief that there's truth in every religion. So if this sounds like a conversation that you would like to be a part of, make sure you grab your wine, your water, or your rolling tray, or whatever you need to tune in with me. Like, who are you to close off Earth? For legal reasons, if my kids are watching, right now. I'm gonna hit this one more time. I'm gonna sip this cup one more time. So what if I told you that every religion is right? That the truth isn't locked inside of just one book, but it's scattered around like puzzle pieces? What if everything you were told to separate, to fear, and to call different was actually part of the same blueprint? Well, that's what omnism is all about. It's less about religion and more about remembrance. Like, you just know that all roads lead to the same place. All roads lead to home. And as I've said before, I'm not really big on titles, so I'm not going to like run around and be like, I'm an omnist, I believe in omnist. It's more so just a word to give you guys to research deeper into my thought process, if that makes sense, you know? Just like with my neurodivergence, I don't care to like label everything, but for other people in the world, they do need that label. They do need to know what's going on inside my head. So yeah, omnism is the belief that no single religion holds the full truth and that all religions carry pieces of it. Some call it syncretism, some call it hearsay, but I will always call it alignment. To be an omnist is to understand that the language of spirit is universal. But like I said, humans have to give things names. We need titles. We need understanding. Whether it's God, Source, Allah, Jesus, your Christ consciousness, the universe, they're all different names and different rituals with the same exact energy at the core. And when you zoom out far enough from your own sphere, all of those separations start to melt away. You start to see the underlying code of this matrix, the pattern, the symmetry, how all of these things are really connected. You see, from an occult lens, religion was never meant to divide us. It was meant to encode. Like, when you really think about it, every sacred text is written in allegory, metaphor, numerology. The Bible isn't just a history book or a rule book. It's a grimoire. The Quran, the Torah, the Vedas, they all carry spells, codes, and truths that go way beyond the surface. Jesus, Dionysus, Osiris, Attis, Mithras, Horus, all of these figures share thematic similarities of a virgin birth, miraculous powers, a journey to the underworld, and resurrection or revival. The serpent in Eden, that's the Kundalini rising, hidden knowledge, divine feminine energy being repressed by fear. You can even compare the Hebrew word amen, however you say it, to the Egyptian god Amun, amen. Some will argue that they're different words, but looking at it, they pretty much mean the same thing. What the god represents is what the word represents. The cross predates Christianity, and I am so sorry to your belief system and to, shake your world, but I've said it before and I will say it again. I do not believe that Jesus died on a cross for my sins. Jesus was murdered, handed over by his own people to the Romans because they were jealous of his gifts and his...
Slow down now. Handed over. He wasn't up there for us. He was handed over by his own people. Pay attention.
Heart. Simple and plain. Like, that was the short version of everything that happened. This whole story of it being about us and cleansing us and all of it, it's a cop-out. And it's a way for people to cope with everything that happens in the world. Again, you don't have to believe that. That's what I believe. Don't force me to believe what you believe. Even the flood in the Bible shows up across other cultures that never even met. And while certain details differ, there's a continuous theme of divine judgment and the preservation of life through one hero. Because no matter what the culture is, no matter where you are, what region of the world you're in, people need a savior. They need something to believe in outside of themselves to believe that everything that they go through is for a reason. And while I believe that a lot of things, if not everything, happens for a reason, or at least sets up some type of domino effect for something in the future to happen, I don't believe that that's outside of me. I don't believe that God is outside of me. I don't believe the universe is even outside of me. Like I've talked about before, there's so many things in our human body and in our experience that mirrors nature and the universe. You know, the stars, our veins look like the veins on a leaf. Our eyes look like the earth. There's so many things. I definitely don't believe that the universe is outside of me either. Every culture and religion talks about the dark and the light, the illusion of truth, the cycle of death and rebirth, whether it's chakras, the tree of life, the sacraments, it's all sacred geometry. The rituals, the fasting, the prayers, the silence, the chanting, the incense, they're not random and they're not different. They're all tools used for the same purpose. They're things we use to shift our state and remember who we are. So whether you pray or you chant a mantra, you're literally doing the same thing. You can't demonize one person because they chose to do yoga and you chose to go to church. You're doing the same thing. You're coding your consciousness.
Thank you.
You are communicating with God.
Thank you.
You do not need a Bible to communicate with God.
Come
you
on.
do not need a middleman to communicate with God.
Come on.
And I'm sorry that you guys have been so indoctrinated to believe that God is outside of you. But it's not. They're not. I remember when I used to feel like I had to choose. Like I literally had to fit myself into a box and pick a side.
Come
But like
on.
the more you evolve, the more you understand that spirit doesn't have boxes. Spirit doesn't live in boxes.
Come on.
Spirit does not thrive in boxes. When I finally let go of trying to find the truth, I started to feel truth in everything. And that's when the veil is truly lifted. People think clinging on to this one truth, this one way, this is the only way, that makes them superior, makes them smarter, makes them more woke or better because I have this one thing and it doesn't differ and it doesn't change and it's gone across centuries. Not opening your mind to other things doesn't make you smarter.
Now, she said not opening your mind to other things, meaning keeping a closed mind, does not make you smarter. Okay. So basically what she's saying is she's not going to allow for nobody, and nor am I. That's who we are as omnists, because we are all doing the same thing so we can get to the common goal. Come on.
I think I'm a part of every religion. Learning about different religions doesn't mean I practice all of these religions.
Now, hold on. She said learning, and I've said this many times, because I'm learning about the different religions does not mean that that's who I am or what I'm practicing. That is for your easiness to work with me. Me doing that is not for me. Pay attention to what we as omnists do. Pay attention. And again, I'm going to make this clear. This ain't to walk nobody out the doors. This is to give you an earful and maybe an eye opener of some understanding that why are we separated underneath of the covenant of this God that we're seeking? We're all seeking the same sky daddy, the unseen. We're seeking something within our spirit to be nurtured. We're not looking for this religion to grow, get no bigger. We're looking for our spirit to be more inclined, to be and do better for ourselves. So just continue to pay attention.
Superior, makes them smarter, makes them more woke or better because I have this one thing. Spirit does not thrive in boxes. When I finally let go of trying to find the truth, I started to feel truth in everything. And that's when the veil is truly lifted. People think clinging on to this one truth, this one way, this is the only way, that makes them superior, makes them smarter, makes them more woke or better because I have this one thing and it doesn't differ and it doesn't change and it's gone across centuries. Not opening your mind to other things doesn't make you smarter. And like when I say that I think all religions have truth, then people think like I think I'm a part of every religion. Learning about different religions doesn't mean I practice all of these religions, you know? And omnism isn't about collecting religions like they're Pokemon cards. They're not all like just sitting under my belt. It's about reverence for the divine encoded in every culture, every lineage, every story that's been passed down.
That's right.
And it's about the respect that I have to hear everyone out. You know, I feel like everybody has certain beliefs for a reason. I like to know why people believe what they believe and what led them to that and what happened that made them close out to everything else too. You know?
There you have it. Okay, right there.
You don't.
Just because you are, your mom and them took you to church every Sunday. You became these things that your parents wanted you to be. Some of y'all made a conscious decision to become a part of a church, and that's wonderful. But then there's an idea of why close your mind off to any other teachings and understandings that you're going to need in daily living. Yeah, you're going to need daily living. Like I learned a lot in Islam that has a lot to do with the way that I live today. So I can't sit up there and act like when I used to go to Mount Calvary as a child on Easter only, because I was never a member of that neither. You know, I wasn't allowed to be that man's daughter, remember? So there was a lot that I lost that I didn't experience that is definitely in me by nature. And one thing about me is spirituality, the gift of God, that's the gift, the fruits of the spirit and all that live within me. You know, I don't have the scriptures down packed. The devil did, though. The devil did. And a lot of the devil's people make what you call a conversion. They convert. Once I stopped practicing and becoming a Muslim, stopped being a praying Muslim, I didn't go seek another religion. I kept my spirituality and I kept going forward. And I am not doing bad at all within my spirit. It's not broken. I'm uplifted. And as a matter of fact, I'm actually happy that I don't have to apologize to the pastor. I don't have to say sorry for being who I am. I can just go head on and continue to live, breathe, seek knowledge, and continue to grow my spirituality. When you go to church, you feed in your spirit. They did not once say, we feed in your religion. We're going to make you a higher religious. No. The purpose of you going in and out of church is to feed your spirit, period. We're going to continue with the lesson today.
To be religious to feel God. You don't have to go to church to feel holy. None of this and close out to everything else too, you know? But I will keep reiterating this. You don't have to be religious to feel God. You don't have to go to church to feel holy. None of this is outside of you. They like to keep us in a state of fear. Even when you listen to Christians talk, I'm a God-fearing woman. Why are you subscribing to something? Again, I'm not trying to convert anybody.
That's right. This ain't a conversion. This is a thought.
Why are you subscribing to something where you have to be afraid of your creator?
Why are you scared of your own God?
To live your life
scared to live your life a type of
where
way.
you might end up.
Because God loves you so much that he will burn you up for not loving him back. It's pretty simple, actually, because he created you as a sinner.
Come on.
Because he loves you and he hates sin. Okay? So he decided what was a sin and then put it.
Here we go. We're going to just go back for 1 second.
Again, I'm
Don't
not
miss
trying
it.
to convert anybody. I'm just,
come on.
This is my thoughts. Why are you subscribing to something where you have to be afraid of your creator? You have to be so scared to live your life a certain way because of where you might end up.
God loves you so much that he will burn you up for not loving him back. It's pretty simple, actually, because he created you as a sinner because he loves you and he hates sin. Okay, so he decided what was a sin and then put it inside you. And then you got to get it out, right? So he said, I'll send my son and kill him because the sin I put in you, I hate it. And I'll burn you up for it because he loves you. And so he knew, though, when he killed his son, that his son wasn't really dead. He was going to come back again. And when he came back, he was only going to be dead for 3 days. And he was going to come right back. So he was like, listen, son, you only got to die for a little while, but you can go to hell and get the keys to the pearly gates because they're locked. And he got them and brought them back, and he's in heaven with them. And he's going to come back for us when he gets done building our mansions because he's the great carpenter. And that's why he had to come to earth to learn how to do carpentry work so he can build our mansions and we can go and be with him. And it's honestly really pretty simple.
You're not really being authentic because you're only doing things because you're scared to go to hell. That does not make you a good person. If you're not naturally doing things because you just want to or because you know that you're putting good out into the world, if your core reason to being allegedly a good person is not wanting to go to hell, you're not a good person. Like, even most of the symbols that we're taught to fear, they're not even evil. And yes, even the symbolism that I share, they're not inherently evil. But they can show you who's who in this world that we are in. Because, again, things change over time. Like, a pentagram is really the 5 elements. Snakes represent wisdom. The horned gods that you usually see, they represent fertility. 666. Protons, neurons, electrons make up melanin. We know these things. But over time, they get perverted, and now they mean new things. And new stories have been created. And people use these things to show you who they are. So yes, you might know the origin of it, but how things are today matters. And the symbolism can show you their patterns. So it's not about being scared of these things. Like, even sometimes when I post symbolism and people are like, oh my gosh, but that has 666 on it, so I can't. It's not going to jump out and eat you because it says 666, but now you know the energy behind what they're trying to put out to you. Prayer hands mirror mudras. Christian baptisms mirror ancient initiations and spiritual cleanses. I personally don't see anything different in taking a spiritual bath and someone getting a baptism. The difference is someone is dunking you and telling you who you are, and you can do that in the privacy of your own home with water and herbs and feel just as free and, light after. And a bunch of other cultures have ritual feastings like communion. So it's like they're all the same thing in different fonts. So like I've been saying, maybe the real reason that you've been taught to fear other paths is because if we ever saw the pattern, the illusion of separation would literally collapse. The rulers of this world that we live in thrive off of our divide. If we were ever to all truly come together and understand that it's us versus them, their reign is over. They have no control. If we agree on one universal truth, And part of that truth being that they have deceived us all for centuries, they're done. So yeah, maybe we were never meant to follow one path. Maybe we were just meant to remember them all and learn them all and live amongst each other in peace. And I've heard people say that it's hearsay, like I said, and cherry picking. Omnism is not cherry picking. It's not just pulling what you like and what you think, is cool from each religion. That's not what I'm doing. It's about humility. It's about humanity. It's about respect. It's about saying, I know that I can follow nations, but I can so you can't even think that big. If you are someone who wants to open your mind to other religions, other cultures, other belief systems outside of your sphere, sit with a text from a tradition, a religion, a culture that you were not raised in. Don't go into this to debate it. Don't try to dissect it. Just listen, feel it, and see how the symbolism speaks to you and see how similar it is to other things that you've learned throughout your life. That's pretty much all I had to say today, but I will leave you guys with this. If you are someone who wants to open your mind to other religions, other cultures, other belief systems outside of your sphere, sit with a text from a tradition, a religion, a culture that you were not raised in. Don't go into this to debate it. Don't try to dissect it. Just listen, feel it, and see how the symbolism speaks to you and see how similar it is to other things that you've learned throughout your life. I just feel like Source connects to us in so many different ways, and it's just a disservice to ourselves and those to come to just keep blindly following what our oppressors have instilled in us. I literally had someone comment on my post today and say, God took away our right to talk to him directly when Jesus said, "My God, why hast thou forsaken me?" I said, took away the right from who? Because I talk to God every day, out loud, in private, through music, through prayer, through anything that I do. And I don't need a permission slip from a middleman to do so. And you know what they replied? And he doesn't answer you. This is how mentally ill and narcissistic some Christians are, that you are going to come on my page and tell me, even with all of the good that I put into the world, all of the knowledge that I share, I've never hurt anyone. I've never done anything malicious to anyone, purposely. I literally live life so, if I subscribed to a religion, I would be a good Muslim. I would be a good Christian. I would be considered those things because I really do live life very calmly and very, how do I say it? I don't want to say it without sounding like I'm not a bad person. And a lot of people are like, oh, you can't say it. It's not subjective. I'm not a bad person. I'm sorry. And people want you to be all humble about that or whatever, but I know that I put good out into the world, and it's not for gain or to, for other people to stop and be like, oh, she's a good one. No, half the things that I do, nobody even knows, because I'm always just to myself and doing things for me to better me and my relationship with Source and to connect to this world in other ways, So for someone to tell me God doesn't hear you and God doesn't answer you, God doesn't talk to you because I won't go to church or because I won't subscribe to your religion is so disgusting. It'll actually really, really, really piss me off. And it just hurts my heart that people are out here like this, but they consider, you're going to tell me I'm going to go to hell because I won't subscribe to this religion because I didn't get dunked in some water by someone else. I can do it myself here and feel just fine, but because I didn't make a spectacle out of it and do it in front of a bunch of other people in the parking lot of a church in a blow-up pool or in the lake, wherever you did it. But because I didn't follow the channels that you wanted me to go through, I'm going to go to hell. But someone like Donald Trump, someone like Diddy, someone like half these people in the industry that y'all follow that say that they're, a follower of Christ and all of these different things, they can tell you whatever they want. And it works because you are more likely to trust them and believe them because you think you have something in common. That's why they create these cults, so that you will blindly follow them because, oh, we're from the same cloth, we're from the same thing. And you're not. These are terrible people. But because they subscribe to your religion, oh, I can't judge. God is the only one that can judge. Until you're someone that's not in that religion, then they'll judge you down. So, yeah.
And if you love Jesus, you could have a mansion in the sky, a big old mansion The biggest mansion that you've ever seen. You can have it in the sky.
Uh-oh.
And it'll be on top of a cloud. And all the streets will be made of pure gold. You're walking on gold streets with a big old house.
Come on.
Angels. They gonna be white. They gonna be in all white, and they gonna be playing a harp. And y'all gonna be floating on the cloud with Jesus.
Right.
He gonna have nail marks. He gonna be like a spirit. His body didn't go, but you will still see the nail marks.
If you can't see that, it says youth group all through the 90s. So stay with me.
Spirit, because he gonna be up there. And if you don't listen to Jesus and you don't follow him, you'll be on fire. You will burn up, but you will never burn up. You will be burning and you're going to be like, I'm on fire. And you'll be on fire for the rest of eternity. But if you do listen to him, mention, why don't y'all believe this? Of course it's real.
That being said, I hope you guys got something from this video. I hope that you receive it with love and with an open mind and open heart. And feel free to continue the conversation in the comments. I love you guys. I will see you in the next video. I'm gonna sing this cup one more time. I'm gonna sing this shot one more time.
Period. So now, I hope everyone enjoyed and is able to go back and look at the presentation. Get out of it whatever you can. This is not convert from who you are. Change your religion. Go get dipped in the word. This is not that. This is not saying that if you do that, that's a thing. We're just here to say as omnis, we don't have to do that to be connected to the Most High God of our understanding. The same God that you are, doing everything that you can do outside of the church on Saturday and then going and repenting on Saturday. Y'all know what y'all doing. But anyway, you're not going to never hold me under a religious umbrella. So yes, this is my hair. And I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And I am chosen by the Most High God. I am confident in my covenant. I am a part of the Healing Roots Initiative, not only that I created, but that I'm going through as well. My Healing Roots Initiative started with me. It ends with us. But yes, everything that I have going on, anything that I put in front of you is who I am, how I'm living, the route that I'm on. So if you want to go and be where I'm going to be and go and understand and hear the things that I'm hearing, I'm going to need for you to understand that just like Shelby said, and when you go back into the video, let her explain to you some of the things that I'm coming with. So throughout the next weeks, I'll be offering a 12-week seminar. Within my 12-week seminar, we'll retreat. We'll do the hotel. We're going to have a time. No, you don't have to stay, but you would be welcome to stay overnight at the amenities. So I'm going to put the flyer back up. You already saw it. Certified peer. Underneath of the Omni Church that I created, one mother, non-denominational intercessory church. The one mother being, hold on, y'all know who she is. The beloved, the one and only mother of the church, the one that went before me, her one and only, right here, her daughter, the mother. So Omnic Incorporated, as you see, is mine. I named it after the acronym Omnis. So I used the words one, mother, non-denominational, prayer church, meaning intercessory church. So yes, we do pray on behalf of others at your request. No, I don't jump into the arena, something's going on and I go to praying. No, that's not what I do. I'm spiritual. If my spirit leads me to your situation and to your matter, I tap into the ones that are above the seventh heavens on their throne, on the crown, which is the Most High himself, not no middle people. I'm going to leave the middle people to you. And I'm just going to respect who they were and what they did to get where they were at. Okay? So you continue to believe in what and whomever you choose to. And I'm just letting you guys know that there is a journey of omnism that can be researched. And I have created the first Omnic Incorporated for Harrisburg. But I am all over 5 counties at this point. So when you see me say my services, I'm servicing 5 counties plus connecting counties. And I've reached out to North Carolina, and I'm being received well. California, I'm being received well. All of the different programs within the states are connected, just like the spirits that want to be live in the Most High God, that want to dwell in the bosom of the idea of living well, doing well, being treated awesome, being loved by a spirit that you could not touch. It is something miraculous that comes with you guys and your titles, you know? So if you are a Christian, well, be that. If you're, or whatever you are, Pentecostal, whosoever you are. But as I said, my research in other religions does not make that who I am. That just says that I have grown to know who you are. That's all. I'm growing to know who you are. What you represent in your religion is not what I represent in my spirit. So let's get our spiritual association up on high, because the pastor that I did listen to told me once again that my personal association or my political association does not matter to the Most High God. No, it does not. It doesn't matter. My biblical association is between me and my higher power. But my spiritual association is the one thing that's going to get me the divine intervention that I need. When I say I want to stop drinking and say stop, that divine intervention is going to come through the spirit. It's not going to matter what religion I'm in. It ain't going to matter what religion I'm in if I get drunk right now, God. Come on. If I get drunk right now and forget about my mama and everything that she lived her final life for, which was recovery, why wouldn't I pick up where my mama left off at? She's not the one that abused me. No. She didn't do it. She didn't do it. I did that. She didn't do it. I did that. Now, did she? Could she? Should she? Would she? Yes. Yeah. We all have that expectation on people. And then we become them people. And then them expectations become upon us. And we're not relying on the religion that we chose. We're not relying on what religion my uncle was, what religion Mother Williams had. We're not relying on the past predecessors, their religion. We weren't about the spirituality. Because when it came down to the spirit of Mother Williams, she said that she prayed upon and over top of every child, and she had never met me, and I was in her prayers. So when she said through the spirit, not the religion, she didn't say to all my Christian grandchildren, she didn't say to all my saved individuals. My grandmother said to all of mine, through the spirit. Come on, Henrietta. She said through her spirit, her prayers are amongst the heads of her grandchildren and all the generations that come after her. And then my grandma said that we will all be in the army of the Most High God. My grandma didn't say we was going to be born again Christians. She didn't say we was to fear the God that loves us. She told us to go with an open heart. Open your spirit up. Come on, God. And she said, you know what? Lay the religion down, because I had to lay the religion down to get to my mama. Yeah, in order for me to get to my queen when it's my turn. My goal is to get to my queen, not to somebody that already came to the earth, was sacrificed by their peoples. Come on. That's just like me going and praising my mom, because the people sacrificed my mom. They got high with Rita. They made sure she took that deadly needle. Remember? You didn't tell my mom you was giving her the HIVs, young man. You gave her the needle. You didn't give her another chance. You didn't give her that because of her religion. Your spirit was to get high that day. So I received the broken spirit. And through the mending and the Healing Roots initiative that I created based off the work of my own mother. Come on. The one mother non-denominational church will stand. And I will lead the church that I was called to found. And I will do it under the spirit that dwells within me, not the religion that's being held over top of nobody. Because don't nobody need to ask me again, are you a Muslim? Are you a Christian? Do you believe in Jesus? Don't worry about me. Don't worry about my religious preference. What you got to worry about, come on, is my spiritual association. Understand that. Understand my spiritual association. You already know who I am as a person. Now, I'm going to let you go, because you know once in a while, the spirit starts saying, show them who you are. Show you my gifts. Why would I do that? Because you're looking at me in a religious eye. You're putting 2 and 3 religions together because I got the general knowledge of the religions, because I can go Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuels, 1st, 2nd Kings. Come on. Do I have to keep going? I don't have to keep going because the Most High gave me the knowledge. And I said, now put me in the right spirit. Send me in the right frame of mind. Make sure that I'm standing on 10 toes. Huh? Stand me on 10 toes. I'm already standing on business. My business association don't matter. Come on, pastor of Jabaz Ministry told me. He said it to the congregation, but I allowed that man in my own spirit. I said, you know what? Open your ears up and listen to this man talk. And when the pastor of Jabaz Ministry said, it don't matter about nobody's political association. He said, your people association. It don't matter who you know. Come on. He said, that don't matter. He said, you stand up in front of the Lord of your understanding with your biblical association. And I stepped back one more notch. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put the Bible down too. And I'm going to go into my spiritual association because everything about me is connected to the spirit of this one right here. Period. 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 So no, I'm not setting my church down to become a member. I'm just setting myself down like this in a chair, whether it be online, whether it be in person, whether it be me moving around or sitting still. I'm there for the spirit. Don't introduce me to the religion. Nah, don't introduce me to the religion. Introduce my heart to the spirit, the one that dwells in tranquility, the one that has the fruit in it. You know, give me that spirit. Don't feed me religion. Feed my spirit. And I, in turn, will feed you the same thing. So let's say we had a potluck. You wouldn't be bringing me no more books. You would be coming in your spirit. And the moment that we connect, then we made a meal. That's my potluck for you today. So on today's Why Not Wednesday, I'm asking you, why not Wednesday? Get into your spirit today. Understand your religion is one thing, but your spirit is another. Because you can sure enough leave up out of that church house, feeling down. More down than you was when you went in there. Because sometimes when you got to stand still and you've been going to the thing, you got to worry about, is they talking about you this time at your church? Do you have a shoe you got to fit again this Sunday? Because you feel like you among the ones that the religious people are talking down on. Because you know you ain't in the religious spirit unless you being knocked down to be built back up now. Because you already know when you go into the church, the first thing they're going to do is let you know how slow and what pace that you got to go in with your God. They're going to tell you at what level that you are. Then they're going to tell you who you are. And then just like Shelby said, they're going to put you in the water and give you a feeling. Then you might not get no feeling out of it. But when you go into your own shower and cleanse yourself, and then sit down in your tub and lean yourself back in the spirit, and you ask God for the things that you need and require from that spirit, what you need in your spirit, what you need to have when you come up out that water, that part. Don't nobody got to do that for you. You can go and do it for yourself. And you can go back and watch my colleague Shelby. I advise anybody, encourage anybody to look her up. And I'm encouraging you to continue to follow me because I'm going to continue to seek knowledge and I'm going to continue to meet you where you're at. And I mean that from the bottom of the big heart. And with that being said, I love you all. Enjoy your Why Not Wednesday. Why not? Every day is a new opportunity to get closer to your spirit. Stop letting somebody hold you into a box. Ain't you a Muslim? You supposed to be a Christian. Oh, you used to be a Catholic. Oh, so you two religions now. Nah. Clear your spirit, erase all that mess out of it, and start over with your spirit and ask your own God. Look up the word monotheism. If you don't want to look up omnism, look up monotheism. When the Most High say he don't have no partners, that means he's cutting out the middleman. Same thing as an omnis. We just dismiss the middleman. That's all that is. And it's as simple as that. I'm no longer reliant on the stories. I'm going to go with the spirit. And with that being said, thank you very much for tuning into the Omnic Incorporated Why Not Wednesday service. It's a pleasure always to have you guys. And as always, I'll be showing you my things. Same thing every time. QR code leads you directly to the Omnic Incorporated Healing Roots Initiative, ran by the Department of Human Service, Pennsylvania Medicaid providers. My radio station will be back up and running. I just had turned it off, guys, because I have things to do. But yes, there are songs that will help you with your spirit. There is books and music. Yes, the Bibles and all that stuff. But sometimes you have to just get a journal and talk about you and then go back and read it. Now, I wanted to ask you guys, did you guys ever try this? I'm going to come back with something else with my Oro. I have a new little community health thing where I have products like these sitting on my table. So when you see me at my table, come and look. These are one of the items that I'm going to have at the table. This is the Body Me brand of black charcoal toothpaste. Yes, I own my own toothpaste as well. And you already know, as well as my hair products. But this is an aftershave that I created for my Body Me products. This is a free sample. I'd like to offer my aftershave balm, the wash system, to one individual to use one time for himself. Come by, pick up my items, bring it back to me, and let me know how you feel about it. Or come over and allow me to do it. Some women don't let other women, well, I'm going to say some women don't let Lisa. Lisa can't do your husband. Lisa can't touch you. You know, I had my one best friend, Lisa. My lady said, you can't do my feet no more. But you can go across the river, and Diane and Haki and all them Chinese, they can do it, but I can't. Okay, but anyway, if you want to take my stuff home with you and let the lady do it, I don't mind. But I'll give you a portion of everything, and you would bring me my stuff back. But this is a new item added to my stuff. This is the aftershave balm. So someone that wants to try it out, let me know. I'm just looking for people to give me a written review before I display everything. But yes, I have everything coming down the pike. Very proud. I have my own deodorant, toothpaste, facial wash, hand cream, along with the hair products, y'all. So I'm not getting into it right now because the samples are not all labeled, but I do have quite the bit coming down the pipe. Well, the video is over, so I appreciate you guys staying with me. Please, by all means, go back, enjoy the video. Let me know how you feel about Shelby. If you just want to keep your comments to yourself, that's fine. But a lot of people often inbox me after my conversation because they notice that I don't do a lot of dialogue back and forth, and that's okay. Coming down the pike, I will be doing more of a dialogue because I'll be more of a peer setting. I'm going to be in a peer setting, and I'll explain more about that in my next live video. Now, as other words, I'll talk to you guys again. See you soon. Now, if there is, yes, a place, a church home that might not dwell every day at their church, if you got some openings in your church building that I can come in and offer my services, then I would join the church and be a contribution, but I will not be held on as religious. You will accept me in my spirit or nothing, period. And I've noticed that a lot of the churches are bringing in services. They're bringing in services. So my OS services are be very much useful in anybody's church body. But just know that I will be coming in the door of any church as an individual. I will be coming in as administrative and spiritual. So I'm not going to walk into nobody's services and then stop being who I am. I'm going to have this on and I'm going to be all right. So y'all don't worry about me and my relationship with my God, okay? I love you all and take care until later. Yes, I've been having some issues with being blind again, y'all. Let me just share something. You see me lick my finger and go all around my eye because I'm getting a very thin shadow on my eyes. So eventually, I've already came to the understanding I'm not going to be able to see. Either I'm going to have them really big glasses, which I don't mind getting, but I'm not going to be able to see. At one time, I had a very scare. I had the all white visual and it came back. So it was all white. It wasn't black. So it was a difference of blindness. I don't know how to explain it. The Most High gravitated towards me not being able to see something at a time when I was going through something. So all of a sudden, it seemed like I was attacked. It was salt put in my hair. My eyes got blinded by it through the sweat or whatever the case is. Long story short, once everything was done and over with, now and then I get that white blindness again. So lately I'm getting under here. I'm getting where my eyes are squinchy. I'm not able to wear the glasses that I am prescribed. So maybe not blind as a bat, but blind. But it's okay, y'all. It's okay. Because right now, I don't know. I can see everything, but it goes in and out. But it's okay. I'm not driving or anything. So just keep me in your prayers as well. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for staying with me. I'm going to go ahead and go now. Please go back and rewind. Thank you. And I do hope you guys enjoy Shelby as much as you enjoyed me. Thank you.